Hey guys, welcome to the Heart of David. Think you'll enjoy this video today, probably because of its entertainment value. I've been doing a lot of videos. I guess you could call it teaching, sharing slash teaching, but kind of different today. The overview of this is this chapter right here of Genesis 6. This is a whole embodiment of my video. I do have a background. I didn't study in school. It was just self-study. World War II. I like everything, robotics, all that type of stuff. I did it for close to 20 years. So I know the stuff that they have and the stuff I can't even begin to imagine. I can imagine, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, and you're gonna see it in this video. It's gonna make your imagination run wild. So let's first read this. Now it came to pass when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons saw the daughters of men. Where am I? Yeah, and they were beautiful, and they took wives for them. Those were the angels who did that. They took wives from themselves, so they chose. Where am I? Yeah, let's continue. And the Lord said, "My spirit shall not strive with man forever." So, guys, angels, the hell was made for the angels, just remember that. For he is indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. By the way, that right there, it doesn't mean we'll only live to 120 years old. Most people get that wrong. It means that they have 120 years before judgment. And just in case you didn't know that. There were giants on the earth in those days and also afterwards. I didn't intend to read this part, but well. When the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they were born children to them, those were the mighty men, who were men of old, men of renown. This is what I mean to read. Then the Lord saw, and by the way, I do not, no matter what it says, and after, there is no Nephilim here, okay? God destroyed them all. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent and the thought of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on earth. He was grieved in his heart. We're made in the image. He has a heart. He was grieved. He was sorry. So the Lord said, "I will destroy man who I have created from the face of the earth, both men and beasts, creeping things and birds of the air, everything, for I am sorry that I have made them." But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So, that 120 years, you can look it up. It's not people are going to live 120, because as you can clearly see, it didn't go down to 120. Eventually, it goes down to about that, but that's not what it means. So I'm going to take you to a whole bunch of different clips that I compiled. Not a lot of them. I mean, there's maybe about 15 of them. And verse 5, verse 6. Verse 5 and verse 6 of Genesis 6 is the embodiment of my video. You'll see why. Anything devised for evil is called witchcraft. That's one definition of witchcraft. So let's take a look. This is a way I have to start. You'll understand why I'm starting this way. But I put a whole bunch of links, like in an email in my Gmail, and they're not clickable, so I have to go copy paste. So let's watch. So you certainly remember this. think they were doing this because they knew something? So you can see here the reason why I showed you that first thing. And I forgot to say in that last clip that when Terminator 2 came out, man, it still looks pretty good, doesn't it? Terminator 2. I think it's a good movie. I don't watch any of that stuff anymore, but how old was I? I think I was maybe 13 years old, 14 when it came out. It was a long time ago. And after watching it, I just remember people talking about how could that ever happen? How could that ever happen? It makes me wonder, things they show us like whatever 20, 30 years in advance, if they really know something. And when you see stuff like this, you have to wonder. So, just think of that. What was that? The T2000, T1000? Remember the one that goes after the T1000? Let's take a look. And by the way, you can look all you want. This is real. I've searched this. So this is metal. This thing is metal, and because it doesn't say in there, I don't believe it can bring anything across inside. Like, it can't carry anything, but it's metal anyways. It can't carry anything inside it while doing this. Now you're going to tell me that is not cool. That's really cool, but you know what the reality is, and this is the whole everything why I'm making this, because you know as well as I that those things may be very beneficial. Look at that, man. That may go and touch an ulcer, maybe heal it in some way, be able to get to cancer, who knows, whatever it is. But you know it's going to be used for evil, because that's what they do. That's what this world runs on, is war and things pertaining to war and strength and power. Evil continually. Let's continue to another one. Okay, just so you know, I don't know when this took place. Look at this. What does this say? Dragon Boat Show with 1,500 drones in Shenzhen, China. Drone light show. These aren't lasers, guys. This isn't a hologram. These are drones. Have you ever seen the one with the drones where it's holding like four corners of a blanket, and it can keep the ball, it can throw it up and keep it no matter where the ball goes? They are so far ahead of that. And look, that's a big stadium below it. That's a big apartment building. This could have been, I don't know when it was, but think of the applications of this. Think of what those drones could be holding. Chemicals, war, battlefield chemicals, diseases, bombs, bullets, cameras. So if they can put that many up, right? That's 1,500. Don't ask me how they do it, but it's China, right? That's what they do. Then, anyways, let's take a look at this. It's not too high definition, this one, but it's the best one. Not my soundtrack.
To satisfy the human desire to touch the sky or fly. The drone is one of the. Star Wars organized a drone show in New York, USA. About 200 drones participated in this drone show. Here various elements of Star Wars are displayed in the sky via drones. Hundreds of people participate in this drone show and enjoy the event.
So they're all flying, they just turn off their lights and then you can't see them. How do they...
In 2020, a drone show was organized in Milwaukee, USA. Hundreds of people flocked to watch this colorful drone show in the night sky. Around 200 drones are arranged to perform at this drone show.
So, people, this is, okay, you know what, I didn't say it. This is all about deception, is what I meant. I'm going to call this deception. I believe I will. I believe I will. Now, if you don't think you see something like that, say you're looking over the water, you're on the ocean, you're on the lake or the river, a big enough one, and then you see this? People say they see UFOs. They're not UFOs. Think of what they can do with this. And I just said there, how do they choreograph this? And, you know, do they have, say there's 200 there. Is there 200 people, like in a room somewhere? Are they on the ground looking up? I don't think so. They're probably just pre-programmed. They're so accurate by very powerful computers. Just this computer that I'm using here, right here, that I do for my video editing, compared to like 15 years ago, this would blow anything out of the water by 10 times. How are you going to stop these drones, too, when they come by the thousands and tens
Paramount
of thousands?
Plus and Vivid Sydney were proud to present the largest drone light show ever seen in the Southern Hemisphere. Perfectly synchronized, a fleet of 600 drones created a spectacular mountain of entertainment, shifting shapes and changing colors to recreate everyone's favorite characters, with the incredible background of the lights of Vivid Sydney. It was the day of May 29, 2022.
I have better ones to show you. I don't think I have any more drone ones, but, you know, they'll only get better, right? Those drone shows. I'm sure I just have to look for them, but... This is Dubai. I have a good question to ask. Was that big building, was that a real drape? I don't know. You tell me. Don't say fact check. I hate that word, by the way. But this is real. This is where we are. And so I remember, you've probably seen it before, was the Pope really up in his thing? There was a glitch, right? You know, where he stands way up in his room. How are we going to know if it's really him there or not? By, you know, long lens focus type stuff, right? But there was a glitch. So I can probably spend $10,000. I could probably spend $600. I could buy $600 and yeah, I have a skeleton here. Get a hologram that big, and it would be like it would premium. People are going to be able to be in your room with you, and it's going to look almost fully normal. You'll see some glitches here and there, but that's the way it's going to be. Now, you know, you say that's really helpful and everything. Hey, listen, this is an invasion of privacy in every single way. They're pushing the envelope in every single way. I don't want this. It's so cool, but I know where it's headed, and we're in judgment right now. North America, in case you haven't looked. That's the whole world. and places like Dubai are like, they're a passing travel show. That's what they are, man. They're a circus show. Bigger buildings, like, that's all they care about is money. Let's look at some other stuff. Like, you know, these are cool to look at, but I have to be honest. I'm doing this to show you that this can turn to evil very quickly. And can you tell me something in history that was developed that was so cool, that had a war application available? So this does. Anything that has a war application, a knife, a gun, are you going to tell me, name something that hasn't been used? This has probably already been used. Can you imagine the deceptions with it? And the question is, I'll play this here again. Where is the laser coming from? It could be coming from space, which could, I'm sure, do a lot. But they can penetrate the ocean, by the way. They can make a hologram in the ocean. But they could be pointed from anywhere. Man, that's just, that's amazing. You have to say that. How do they do that? I'm going to show you more, though. There's one that's just absolutely insane. It's coming up. So I'm sure, you know, like if you do a lot of Christian studies, you've somehow, or even not with Christian studies, come across Project Bluebeam, of which I did kind of a skit about that Dr. Stephen Greer guy. It's not hard to see, and I'm not going to explain what Project Bluebeam is. It's not hard to see, though, if you know what it is. That could it work with explosives if they use this, if they use monsters, whatever. They could certainly scare a lot of people, but a lot of people know about this technology now. And by the way, I think this video was made a number of years ago. Oh, it says right there, World's 2017. 2017, man. That's 7 years ago. And so I make my point. It was it was Stephen Greer who said himself, but he is correct. Remember I said people mix a lot of truth with deception? He said that, and I believe this, that there are about 10 families who run everything on this earth. I would believe it. It's either 10 or 50. I don't know what I was getting at. Yes. And I do believe this part, that there are many, many patents out there. You've heard of Tesla, the things that he made. You hear about people, whether they're theories, conspiracy theories or not, of people being killed because they spoke up about some type of invention. You know, they're saying that we really do have the ability for unlimited energy. We do anyways with oil. People tell you we run out of oil. We don't run out of oil ever. We never will. For thousands of years we won't. That oil, that's companies running that, telling you that. It's just a lie. That they hold back technology, and it's your guess. They let it roll out slowly while they use the most technological advanced stuff, and they make money doing it long. You can see how that would work, right? 2017, can you imagine what we really do have? I can't imagine what the next war will look like on this earth. I would have a heart attack, man. I have no idea what she's doing right there, but that was probably some satanic show. But you can see that's just insane. And, you know, it's not even worth checking every single one to see if they're real. I'm guessing it is because it says grand final opening ceremony. Maybe that's grand final. Is that like IndyCar? There's a lot of money in that, so it would make sense. I know what you're going to say to me about this one. You're going to say, I know another video of a robot playing ping pong against a master tennis, ping pong table tennis player. That one, by the way, is fake, in case you've seen it. But it's not out of the question. I'm sure it probably is. I'm sure they probably have something at least that advanced, if not more, 10 or 15 years even ahead. I've seen what some robots can do, and it's insane. I'm talking about running, jumping, flipping. Just like in, what was that movie with Will Smith? You know what I'm talking about? That one. So let's take a look at this. Actually, you know what? I won a ping pong tournament in my city, this city. When I was 15 years old. I won it. Let's take a look at this. Ping pong's fun.
Hi there, we are with Keith from Omron here at CES 2020. Keith, it's hard to believe CES is already here again, and we're getting everything going. And there's a lot going on behind us.
Oh, there's a lot going on, and we're really excited to be back. So we brought back Morpheus, the player, to get better.
Yeah, really fascinating, and we'll get some video here in just a little bit of some of the other things, but just talk about what else you want the public to know that Omron is up to right now.
Yeah, so the first thing is that we
we make guns and bullets and bombs and
show a lot of our technology. We actually do factory automation, healthcare, and social solutions. And so the technology that we've got in Forpheus, the AI, the vision that's used to sense the ball, the robotics that's used to actually return, that's all things that are used in those other businesses. So we essentially, it's just a cool way for us to show all the things that we do that touch people's lives in ways that they might not actually know.
And in terms of
Obviously, they
automation,
can
we
put
talk
a
lot
robot
about the
attached to that.
manufacturing sector.
Why wouldn't
What's
they be
going
able
on there?
to?
What do
So
you
the
see in
answer
terms
is
of
yes.
So there's a lot of trends in how people work better together with technology. So when we look at our technology, and our goal is how do we actually bring out the most in people, and how do we have harmony between people and machines. So if you think about even in factories where the ability to work alongside people safely, that's one of our goals. And how do we...
This one's going to change your mind. There's a reason I read Genesis 6, 5, and 6. Go reread it and then watch this. I think that one of the first applications of this is supposedly this is developed by Canada. And Canada has been known to develop really advanced stuff. We just sell it to the States and then they make their own stuff. What else did we make? Do you know we have a radar system that can see many, I think it's like a couple thousand miles? We do. Canada developed that. And the States tries to keep them down because it's too dangerous to have a radar system like that. Believe me, it's true. Obviously, they sell probably all the patents and stuff to the, not patents, but they make some type of deal with the U.S. You can't have something that's so powerful like that, right? But anyways, here's Canada with this. But probably around 2008 2009 when I was watching the military channel all the time, History Channel, all those things, I saw that Australia was developing a tank different than any other thing before it. Not in the design of a tank, but yes, in the design of the tank, but the skin of the tank. To reflect its, think of the movie Predator, to reflect its surroundings of nature, to make it invisible, or partially. They've come a long way. But apparently it's Canada who did it. Let's take a look at this. And before I play this, I'm going to play quite a bit of it so you can get an idea. Can you imagine what people are going to use this for? Can you imagine this in the hand of a rapist, a murderer, a thief, a voyeurist, or whatever you want to call it, for war, peeping Tom? This is Genesis 6. This is where God says, I've had enough. You know what? It's very cool, but I just don't see it doing us any favors when it spreads throughout the world's militaries. It's real.
A Canadian company has developed a revolutionary material that will also make you invisible. Yesterday's science fiction is gradually becoming a reality. Vancouver-based company Hyperstealth Biotechnology has developed and patented a thin material that, according to its claims, provides quantum invisibility. It is capable of making certain objects almost completely indistinguishable. No power source is required. It is anticipated that in the future, constructions made from such material will be used by soldiers and police officers. The Canadian company is developing special camouflage uniforms used in the armies of the United States, India, Jordan, the United Arab Emirates, Canada, Slovakia, and New Zealand. The foundations for the invisibility fabric were laid as far back as 2010, and now the technology has been presented to the general public. Previously, interest in it was expressed by the armies of Great Britain and the United States. Guy Kramer, president of Hyperstealth and inventor of the invisibility fabric, has filed 4 patent applications for the technologies that enable its operation. Quantum invisibility, the main technology on which all others are based. A plastic-like material that provides invisibility. Light rays, entering microscopic lenses, are scattered and erased, making everything at a certain distance behind the material indistinguishable. The new type of plastic not only bends rays in the visible spectrum but also in ultraviolet and infrared light. But perhaps the furthest advancement in the development of invisibility cloaks has been made by the Chinese. Reports on Chinese social media indicate the arrival of the first 1,000 invisible military suits in the People's Liberation Army of China. There's no official confirmation, but it's...
I wonder how much they cost is the question. And the States, China, I don't think that's going to matter. They just want it and want it now. So it diverts certain light rays or whatever. I think it would obviously be more dangerous at night because you can see like the bends in it. But that's just, you know what, you have to admit that's pretty crazy amazing. I'm like speechless, right?
It's known that Chinese scientists came close to creating this revolutionary technology 2 years ago. The concept of an invisibility cloak may seem more like...
They came close, but they stole it instead.
...like magic than science. But Chinese researchers are diligently working on creating devices that can scatter and bend light, rendering the object behind them invisible. Previously, such devices attempted to be made based on metamaterials. These materials possess novel properties not found in naturally occurring substances or in the individual particles of the material. However, working with them is challenging, so the decision was made to use molybdenum trioxide. This material could serve as an excellent platform for controlling energy flows due to its unique properties. Modeling results have shown that rolled-up sheets of molybdenum trioxide could replace metamaterials. It already demonstrates nearly perfect invisibility. Recently, the development of invisibility technology has been attracting increasing interest from the scientific community. There are numerous theories and even prototypes for creating invisible materials. However, as reported by Euric Alert, a group of researchers from the University of Extremadura, Spain, has recently been able to demonstrate a technology for electromagnetic object masking based on the refractive properties of certain substances. Currently, the main existing
Would you see more danger in this, in the immediate, than AI? It'd be, you might say AI, right? But what if this was like sold in stores, and you better believe that would be an objective, right? How much would people pay for this? But anyway, this is incredible. This is incredible. The mind only invents evil continually. It is an evil thought. Anything away from Jesus Christ and all that, I'm sorry. You call me whatever type of Christian you want, but I understand where this goes.
Technologies for creating invisibility rely on covering the object with a special substance. Spanish scientists, on the other hand, propose initially adding special additives to the details and materials of the required structures. The researchers use the latest technology called plasma cloaking, which makes not only the covering material but also the object itself invisible. The electromagnetic invisibility effect is achieved by filling the structures with special materials with high dielectric and magnetic properties. Thus, the new method allows achieving invisibility of an object without using any external interventions. Moreover, invisibility using fillers allows the object to interact with its environment without interference from external masking. At the moment, the technique is only applicable to small objects, but the authors of the study believe that it can be improved in the future to be used on larger structures.
But what would happen if you just took a whole bunch of sheets, let's say you had a tank, and just put them on top of each other? I don't know the answer to that. But that's what is in this video. Unless you want to see more, because it is cool. Let's see what else we can do.
London-based company Invisibility Shield has unveiled a shield that will make you invisible. The installation, called Invisibility Shield 2.0.
Here's the main question. Why do you want to be invisible? For what reason? To fool people? That only goes so far, right? They knew this. And when they made The Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon, you remember that movie? Go look at Hollow Man, where he turns invisible, and they try to keep him contained, and he gets out, and it's with Elizabeth Shue as well. Go look at that movie. They let us know what they're doing.
Here's the perfect advertisement for camouflage designed specifically for rocky terrain. Just look at how difficult it is to find the camouflage soldier among the rocks. In reality, it's not a special suit that concealed him, but a lightweight cotton shawl. In reality, here's the perfect advertisement for camouflage designed specifically for rocky terrain. Just look at how difficult it is to find the camouflage soldier among the rocks. In reality, it's not a special suit that concealed him,
Wasn't that
but a
hard if you
lightweight
gave
cotton
time
shawl,
for that one?
something like a large scarf
So
that
good,
can be
though.
folded and tucked into a waist bag. In practice, this technology is revolutionary and is in high demand among a lightweight cotton shawl, something like a large scarf that can be folded and tucked into a waist bag. In practice, this technology is revolutionary and is in high demand among professional soldiers. Undoubtedly, an ordinary person is unlikely to need it, but military snipers have appreciated the opportunity to become invisible. In just a few seconds, you're no longer a person but a rock. You'll be surprised, though this device is painted in camouflage colors, the secret of its operation lies not in that. After the installation is complete, everything will become clear immediately. At first glance, it looks like a gadget for an unusual photo shoot, but in reality, this technology would be very useful for you when hunting. Experts probably recognized it right away as the so-called mirror hide. The principle of operation is simple. Thanks to
That would make you a stupid hunter. I mean, that just defeats the purpose of hunting. Anyways, guys, I think that's enough for this one. I thought you guys would enjoy this one. This is just these mini war ones. You know, they've been doing this for probably 25, maybe even longer years. They've gotten so much better. And by the way, they have war machines that are the size of cars, bigger trucks, with guns on them, like Gatling guns and machine guns, in like Japan and Asia. Check this out. I just thought it'd be cute to show. Which one do you think is gonna win? Let's see. Okay. This is completely pertinent to what I am trying to prove here. There's a reason why God is long-suffering, and it's because of reasons like this. All of them. That invisibility thing. I knew before I was even a born-again Christian that there was going to be sex robots, and probably everyone was going to have one, be able to afford one. I did investigations on this. No, not because of that. Because I forget exactly why. It probably had something to do with this. But it's like people can rent sexual dolls that do everything. I'm not joking. Like, this is the thing now. People don't understand how much this will probably be the biggest moneymaker in the world. Not to be underestimated. And it's just another way for people not to have families, to look into porn, to do all this type of stuff. Turn away if you don't. There's no nakedness or anything. But you get the idea. They can make it to look like anyone. And I do believe it's so much further than they show. And I'm by no means showing the most advanced. I grabbed one and looked.
Larger, with the fusion of AI and robotics. The tech company OpenAI, which is backed by Microsoft, is already dipping its toes back into the world of robotics. After releasing revolutionary generative AI models like DALL-E and ChatGPT,
Thanks, guys.
OpenAI has become a global sensation, pulling in more than 100 million users each month. From simple text prompts, ChatGPT can perform virtually any task. When combined with a fully functioning humanoid robot, the consequences could be irreversible. The most promising new contender for humanoid robots is a startup called Figure, which aims to build the first generalized humanoid robot. This would mean that it can be applied to virtually any task that a human can perform. Early designs of the project look promising, and experts from big names in robotics have been called in to supercharge the venture. Figure has lured talent from Tesla, Boston Dynamics, Google, and Waymo.
They all want in on it,
of getting to the market as quickly as possible. Trials on patients suffering from cognitive diseases, disabilities, and mental illnesses have already proven that humanoid robots can have a similar impact that human carers do. The shape, movement, and facial expressions of advanced robots can give the same feeling as interacting with a person. A robot named Harmony gives users all aspects of human connection. Not only can it respond to voice prompts, show emotions, and interact.
Sorry, guys. I think I pulled up a wrong one. For that matter, I'm not going to look for them because who knows? Maybe God doesn't want me to. And I'm glad to. Anyways, the other ones I'm looking at are so much more. You have just go to where the big bump here is, right?
To voice prompts, show emotions, and interact. But it can also be used for physical interaction too. Realbotics, the company behind the Love robot, has created the world's most realistic companion. Harmony's personality adapts to its owners and can be set to different levels. Her face and body are also customizable, allowing users to become intimate with whatever body type they find attractive. Proponents of love robots see them as a solution to loneliness, especially for men, but others argue that they are instilling damaging views towards women in men. And the slippery slope of human-like robots is ramping up. Newer releases of robots
who that is? That was actually Lawrence, I believe.
Where robot interactions are up, used towards women in men.
They're trying to...
And the slippery slope of human-like robots is ramping up. Newer releases of robots threaten to push humans to a point where robot interactions are indistinguishable from humans. Right now, the world's most advanced humanoid robot is called Amica, and the silicone skin on its face contorts in thousands of different ways to show
That's a movie with Will Smith. That's
uncanny.
what they look like.
What makes her design even more bizarre is its exposed metallic body, which extends to the back of its head too. Amica was created by the UK-based startup Engineered Arts and runs on ChatGPT-4. Just like the famous chatbot, it can answer any question posed to it. But having a moving face and body accompany the words is alarming to many. In an interview, Amica said that...
Let's just stop here and say, how long-suffering do you think God is to accept that women are going to be replaced easily, and they're only going to get better, both in their, sorry to say it, but their private parts, what they can do. You don't have to deal with people's emotions anymore. Okay, that's the way it is. And so anyways, it's disgusting. So you know what? And that's coming from a person. This is coming from a person, me, who had a lot of sexual problems growing up, with porn, with sex, with all that type of stuff. As were so of you, some of you, probably a lot of you, if not all. This is a way of the world, man. Remember, Jesus says there's going to be a lot of deception. The Bible says there's going to be a lot of deception in the latter times. And in my opinion, that deception is all political. It's stuff like this. It's the ability for other people to put up what they want to confuse people. Like, put it this way. I'm going to give you an example of something I could have easily done and tricked and swayed. I bet I could have swayed 100, maybe even 1,000,000 people. I think I could have at least done that. If Hamas, let's say, okay, I shouldn't say that because they'd probably cut me off now, employed me and said, start making videos and start making a deception against Israel, I am positive I could do quite a lot of stuff. I would just say, they bombed here, they bombed there. Look what they did, here and there. It wouldn't be tough, right? And that's why things are so deceiving. So I just say that before this. Like, this is fake. But people believe this. Probably more people than not believe this type of stuff. I saved a good one for last. Do you know, like I said, there was a military movie. I forget the exact name of it. Sorry. It may have been, I think it was maybe, where the disasters of Somalia when they went in, the American forces, what do they call that again? You know what I'm talking about. The helicopters crashed, right? They made a movie and they showed in that movie, you know how long ago that was? Well, they already had that remote controlled insect. I can hear fireworks, Canada Day fireworks. And these insects can crawl under your door, go through your window. What time do you think we're in right now, guys? They have cameras on them. The United States, like 10 years ago, had mosquitoes with little cameras on them. But the bigger ones are better because they can travel further, faster. They can go into your house and just hang on the wall. Probably a fly would be the best when you wouldn't want to suspect, as the saying goes, fly on the wall. Let's look at this thing. Right here. That little wasp-like thing.
It's crazy. I think it's a drone. Government sitting here to see how many guns I got. Put a little camera right on the front of it. Shit.
This one could be fake because this guy's saying, what is this? But this is what they're like. I've seen them. That's exactly what they're like.
I heard it from inside the garage. I thought it was like a chainsaw in the distance. It's probably about to sting my butt. He's gotta be about wore out by now. I think he just took a crap.
It's probably just his.
It's backing me up. Maybe you better not. There you go. Time for a break. The hell is it? Is it a fly or a bee or it looks like not a horse fly, but a horse bee. No, it's okay. Just stay there. Just stay there. There's some big old sunglasses you got on.
My perception is that that's his. That's real. You can see the movements are electronic. Crazy, eh? Can you imagine like a gazillion of them coming at you? Anyways, that's the U.S. was always saying, oh, China's gonna, the fear was that they were gonna come with like a gazillion drones. They were gonna come at America with 1 million drones, is what they said. These are the evils of the world. Can you imagine when you go out? You never know what you're out around anymore. Are you going to find an invisibility cloak? You're going to look around, a dragon's going to come out of the sky. You go run and hide, go in the forest, and then bugs are flying all around you with cameras. Go down the road, and all of a sudden one of those shoveling machines comes and throws you out to outer space. Anyways, God bless you for watching this video. Guys, subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. I thought I'd try something different, and this is why God's going to annihilate all of us for real. We are saved by His grace through faith. All this stuff is garbage to me. What matters is Jesus Christ.